John 8:16. Et si judico ego, judicium meum verumst, quia solus non sum, sed ego et qui me misit pater. And if I judge, my judgment is true, since I am not alone, but I and the Father who sent me. I think in this verse, there's really only one particular issue that requires some clarification, which I think is the meaning of these last two clauses here. There's nothing particularly difficult about the grammar or unusual about the vocabulary here. All of these are relatively straightforward words, but we do have to answer the question, what does he mean from quia on down to the end of the sentence? So the first part is clear enough. He's trying to make the point that his judgments are legitimate and that his testimony about himself is likewise legitimate. So he says, and if I judge, my judgment is true. Verum. Since, and quia, of course, is going to give a reason, right? Quia is very often an explanation word. Since, or because, alone, I am not. I'm not on my own here. And the key thing, I think, for interpreting this sentence is to realize that he means, I am not alone in my judging. Or we might say, in the judgment that I am making. But concurring with me in that judgment. So he says, but it's I and also the pater, his father, qui me misit. That is to say, I'm not alone in this judgment, but in judging, together with me, there is also my Father. He is also taking part in this judgment. Again, this might not be immediately clear to you when you're reading this verse, but it follows very closely. Our Latin translator here follows very closely the text of the Greek New Testament. And it's our job as interpreters, then, to try and make sense of what's going on here. Jesus isn't simply saying, I'm not alone in a general sense, but with me is my Father. He's saying, I am not judging alone, but my Father, the Father who sent me. This is a third person singular, perfect active indicative from mitto, mittere. He's saying, my Father also concurs in this judgment along with me.